Hi, my name is Samantha Mumford. I am one of the directors at Cario Middle School in Mount Pleasant, South Carolina. We are currently using the Habits of a Successful Beginner Band Musician book and the Habits of a Successful Middle School Musician book, along with SmartMusic for those books in our band program. In this video, I'll be giving you some quick tips on how to use SmartMusic effectively and some of my favorite things that I use SmartMusic for that help make life as a band director a little bit easier when you're doing assessments and collecting grades. You will also see some of our students doing some of the SmartMusic lines and how it looks from the student standpoint. We use SmartMusic in class, and we also give students individual assignments. We use SmartMusic to do our Honor Medal Award. The sixth grade students have to pass off the majority of the book in SmartMusic with a score of 93 or higher. That lets us know that they have mastered the lines of the book and that they are one of our top players in sixth grade for the year. We recognize those students at our big concert at the end of the year, and we make it a really big deal that they have completed the book with such high scores in SmartMusic. The assessment feedback that I most value for our students and that the students find most helpful is the instant feedback they get when they play a line. They get red notes, green notes to tell them what is right and what is wrong. They can tell very easily if they are staying on the beat or if they are playing everything right but just slightly off of the beat. Brass students in sixth grade, SmartMusic is extremely helpful because it shows them if they are off partial, which we know is a big problem in sixth grade brass. So that really helps students as they're getting started in band.
Okay, I'm going to take a minute to show you the teacher view of SmartMusic and a few ways that I use SmartMusic to help make my life a bit easier. First thing, this is your home screen. If you are wanting to find the Habits method books, I just quickly find them by clicking on method books and I type in habits. And here's your Habits of a Successful Beginner Band Musician. It's really pretty simple to do an assignment. It has a few steps, but once you get the hang of it, you can do it pretty quickly. So if I'm going to create an assignment, I would pick whichever line and click assign. And then you click on custom assignment. You can type in some instructions to your students there if you have anything specific. Like sometimes I'll type in percussionist, please select mallets, because percussion has the option to select mallets or snare. For assignments, I do just the metronome. I don't want the extra music in the background, and I don't want their part playing for them. I do encourage them when they're practicing at home to use accompaniment sometimes just for fun. It's a more fun way to practice for them sometimes. All right, and then for cursor, I use beat, measure, highlight off, sight reading off, assessment mode, allow both melodic and percussion clapping. For assessment tolerance, this is a really nice improvement that SmartMusic has done. They have it set up so that you can rate the tolerance. So for beginners, I always put easy. Towards the end of sixth grade, we start using lenient. And then seventh and eighth grade, we use average. Okay, then we move on with the arrow. Here is where you can adjust your tempo. You can even, like if you have something that is longer that you're assigning and you only want to assign maybe 4 measures of it, you can adjust the length of the assignment. I usually choose at least for tempo. That way students can choose to go faster if they want. If you have it set on exactly, they adjust the tempo, they won't be able to submit it. So we just say at least, and I want it to be at least 70 beats a minute. Okay. Add to rubric. Do it out of 100 points. You can choose whatever you would like there. And then I'm not going to assign this now, but if I were to do that, you can then just go in and select whichever classes you want to assign it to from your class list. All right, so for line number 62, I'm going to ask this student to make a few mistakes, and that way we can show you what happens when a student does make a mistake and what the notes will look like and the feedback that it gives you. Again, when you want a student to record for submission, they have to hit the red button. If they just want to practice it a few times and not submit it at all, they can just hit the green button, and that would just be practice mode. All right, so hitting record. All right, so you will see that when he missed a note, it will give you a red note and show you the note that was actually played. So it'll show, okay, he actually played an F instead of an E right there. He sped up purposefully in the end, so you can see with the yellow that he got the right note. He played a C, but he just played it too early and out of tempo. So it would give them that feedback, and he scored a 91. Some kids would choose to turn that in, but if you want to try it again, you would just hit record. And then you can come down here, and every recording that you do all the way through, it will save it during that practice session. So let's say 91 is the best he gets, and he tries again and he does an 88 and then an 85. He could go back and submit that 91 after trying a few more times. So that's really great for the students that they can have that option. So the home button takes you back to the home screen every single time. Another great thing that I use SmartMusic for, I use it to create units that I can use year after year. So I go to units over here, and I talked earlier about how we do the honor medal award at the end of each year. So our sixth graders, in order to get the honor medal, they have to complete the majority of the habits book with a score of 93 or higher in honor medal, or in SmartMusic. And so in the units, you can add up to 20 lines per unit. So this is the first section of the sixth grade honor medal. You can see that I have everything put in here, the first 20 lines of the book that I want. It goes up till about 48. I don't put every single line in, but I do a large majority of them. And then you can just hit assign unit and drop it right into the sixth grade honor medal class. And these will save from year to year in your account so that you're not having to recreate units. Because it does take some time to add all of these into a unit. Another way that I use the units, back to it. Another way that I use units for 7th and 8th grade, SmartMusic has a lot of just sight reading that you can use. So during audition prep, I use sight reading from SmartMusic, and I assign 10 per week for the 7th and 8th graders. And this makes them study for 30 seconds and then automatically start. So it practices doing it just like an audition would. And then they just do 10 a week. I don't look at their scores so much. I just want to see, I track to make sure they're improving at sight reading, but it's a completion grade. Did they do their sight reading for the week? If they did, they get a 100. Even if the scores are low, especially in the beginning as they're getting used to the process. So that's how I use that. All right, and then one more thing to show you. I'll just show you the grade book and how easy this is to look at. All right, so you can select your class that you are looking for with the grades. It shows you students that are doing well. I mean, you can easily see the green, the yellow is, mediocre, and then the red are students that scored very low on an assignment. This is a brass class, and it goes all the way back to the beginning of the year. So you see most of them hopefully started getting less reds and oranges and more greens towards the end of the year. And they then I can easily, like, let's say the student scored poorly on this line, I can go in and I can listen to it and I can give him some comments. And you can easily see there's the green that he got it right, yellow, A lot of times the yellow shows that they got the note right, but it's late. And then red is usually just a wrong note. So then you can download your recording and listen to it. And I can type in a comment right here, or sorry, submission comments. My computer's freezing up a little bit on me, but you can type in some comments and either reassign it, or you can edit the grade if you feel like the grade should be a little bit higher than it was.
We really like using SmartMusic with our students because it makes our life easier. We start a lot of beginners every year, sometimes up to 150 students, and trying to listen to all of them play every single week is impossible. We cannot hear them all individually. So SmartMusic helps us get an assessment grade for them every week without actually having to hear them in person all the time. So the way we do it is we assign 2 assignments for our 6th graders that are due each Sunday, and they have the entire week to get those 2 assignments done. And they can try it as many times as they want. They only submit it when they are happy with the score. If there are students consistently getting low scores week after week, we can kind of red flag those students and know that we need to pull them and help them and give them some additional help in person. But overall, most of the students usually are doing fine, and we can just give feedback right within SmartMusic that goes right to the student's account.